Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Babylon Health's channel on a mission to make high-quality healthcare accessible and affordable for every person on Earth. Joining us, we have the pleasure to be joined by Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Ali Parsa. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me, Kyle.
Always a pleasure. So what we're going to be doing is diving down into Babylon Health to kind of fully divulge everything from the financials to the recent news updates. But today I kind of just want to get an introductory to exactly what's going on there. And I mean, just to kick it off, you just recently posted your Q2 numbers, which were incredible. I mean, you grew 4.6 times to 265 million for the quarter there. But for newer investors just stumbling on, do you want to give a brief introduction to exactly perhaps the elevator pitch behind Babylon?
It's super simple. This industry that you and I call healthcare, and the entire almost $10 trillion that we invest globally, it really isn't healthcare. It's misnamed. It's sick care. We wait until we get sick, then we go and see a doctor who fixes us. We have crisis emergencies, end up in hospitals. And like every other crisis and emergency, it costs a lot of money to fix people, and it's uncontrollable. So what we do is to say that, look, instead of waiting for those crises and emergencies, why don't we monitor people to try and predict to prevent problems? 20 years ago, my car used to break down. I used to take it to a garage, it fixes it. Now we buried so many sensors into my car that we can find out when something's going wrong pretty early and then service it so that expensive repair doesn't happen. Why don't we do that with our body? 10, 20 years ago, we couldn't do that. Today, we can. So what Babylon does, it goes to the insurers and say that give us a portion of your population, 10, 15, 20,000 people in Medicare or in Medicaid or in commercial. We take the entirety of the budget, but instead of just as waiting to see when things go wrong for them, we identify who are the 20% who have challenges, who will be responsible for 80% of the cost. But instead of leaving them alone, we will go to them, we will monitor them, we give them all the services they need, so that they don't have the challenges that they usually have that cost healthcare so much. It's very simple. It wasn't possible to do before. Our ability to collect data on people unobtrusively 24/7 was there, and the ability to analyze that data was there so we can alert people. But today that ability is there, and today that's what we're trying to do in Babylon.
That's incredible. What kind of markets are you serving? Are you primarily focused in the US, some global exposure? What's the idea from just the business standpoint there?
So we started in United Kingdom, where the National Health Service covers everybody, old, young, rich, poor. And the system is very frugal. It spends about 1/3 of the money per person on healthcare that we do in United States. We learned in United Kingdom how to be very frugal to get great results and have very high satisfaction rating. It was US insurers who saw what we are doing in UK and asked us to come to United States. We did that 2 years ago. We had almost near zero revenue in January 2020 in United States. Today, we have near $1 billion of revenue, or we project to have $1 billion of revenue this year, primarily in United States. So the business has been growing very significantly, but that is because the model of healthcare that I just described to you is so appealing to US insurers and payers who need a better solution for how to deal with the cost of healthcare.
Yeah, that's incredibly insightful. And I got to roll back a little bit here. I mean, you served many roles, including an executive director role for Goldman Sachs. You got some PhDs. What history led up to that aha moment that kind of got you involved with Babylon?
So I was a banker at Goldman Sachs, an investment banker at Goldman Sachs. I had my first child. I had a moment that said, look, enough. I want to be an entrepreneur again. I used to be an entrepreneur. I did a series of surgery on my knee because I used to do a lot of sports. And I saw, where I was doing the surgeries, that how bad the hospitals are organized and how bad they're done. And I thought, well, surely I can do a better job. So I built a chain of hospitals, became one of Europe's largest chains of hospitals. It did really well. We took it public. But then I saw, Kyle, that actually I'm solving the wrong problem, because most people never really get into a hospital, and when they do, it's really too late. Why don't we create a model of healthcare that can do with health what Google did in information? Make it 24/7 available all the time from the comfort of people's mobile phones. And that's what we created in Babylon.
Yeah, fascinating. Do you mind just kind of divulging a little bit of your team as well? Who's helping you kind of captain this ship?
Oh, we have an an unbelievable team. My chief operating officer is Paul-Henri Ferrand, who was the president of Google's cloud businesses, and prior to that, the presidents of Dell businesses in North America. My head of engineering is Praveen, who was one of the most senior engineers in Expedia, and before that, IBM. My CFO, Charlie Steele, a brilliant CFO with a huge track record, so on and so forth. This is not my Chief Medical Officer, Darshak Sanghavi, was the Chief Medical Officer for the Medicare businesses of United Health, one of the largest in the country, and before that was helping Obama administration to provide some of the legislations and the services that is common in the United States today. So we have a very significant team of very senior people trying to solve one of the toughest problems in the world, which is how do we make healthcare accessible and affordable for everybody?
On that note, I appreciate these insights, and I look forward to coming back around to do a deep dive into the company, take a look at the financials. But at this point, we'll pass the question off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you guys think about all of us in that comment section below. Consider subscribing, because as further news comes down the wire, of course, we'll update you here. But stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.